Well, it looks like it's really game on now. After just 3 weeks in the top job, Prime Minister Julia Gillard is expected to visit the Governor-General tomorrow. So, on what could be the eve of the 2010 federal election, I'm joined now by Christopher Pyne, the Opposition's education spokesman. He's in our Adelaide studio. And with me in Sydney is the Minister for Sustainable Population, Tony Burke. Welcome to both of you.
G'day, Lee.
Good evening, Lee. Good evening, Tony.
G'day, Christopher.
Tony Burke, it must be the worst kept secret in Australia. What time should we switch on the wireless tomorrow to find out what's happening in Yarralumla?
This is a chance for the Lateline exclusive.
Exactly, and you're the man to deliver it.
Yeah, not delivering that tonight.
Are you aware of what's happening? Has the front bench been briefed?
I'm not. These decisions are announced and made by Julia Gillard and Julia Gillard alone as Prime Minister. So I'm afraid the enthusiasm about getting the date is something that people will have to wait for. What we do know is
wait long, or?
What we do know is what the election will be about. We do know the issues that this election will be fought on, and I think the date becomes secondary to the issues that are at stake in Australia.
Christopher Pyne, what are Tony Abbott's plans for tomorrow?
I don't know where he'll be tomorrow. I'm assuming he's out on the road campaigning and selling his message, and I think the election will be called tomorrow. It surprises me, though, because, of course, when Julia Gillard butchered Kevin Rudd 3 weeks ago, she said that she wanted to get on with governing and had a number of things that she needed to do because the government had lost its way. In the last 3 weeks, in the first week, she tried to do a deal on a mining tax. She claimed it was costing the government $1.5 billion. It actually cost them $7.5 billion. In the second week, she announced an asylum seeker policy, which turned out to be a non-policy because East Timor wasn't playing ball. And this week, she was going to do her economic credentials, and she was blown up by Laurie Oakes yesterday at the National Press Club on welching on a deal with Kevin Rudd. So that's why she's going to an election tomorrow. Labor wants to draw a line under this terrible 3 weeks that Julia Gillard has had, and hopes that by restarting the clock, the Australian public will be tricked into voting Labor at the next election. There are two issues about which this election will be fought. One is cost of living and the pressures on families because of debt and deficit and interest rates and inflation. And the other, of course, is who is best positioned to protect our borders.
OK, there's a lot to follow up on there. Let me first of all put to Tony Burke, has it been a terrible 3 week start for Julia Gillard?
Well, no. Take the first issue that Christopher referred to there on the mining tax, an issue that had been going nowhere for so long, and we ended up with a situation where Julia Gillard switched from consultation to negotiation, and we had an outcome there, an outcome that will still result in cuts to company tax, an outcome that will still result in increases in superannuation